Hello, I'm Dr. David Hawkins, and I want to talk to you about the incredibly complex issue of finding an appropriate therapist for narcissistic and emotional abuse. I've had so many people contact me seeking help for dealing with a mate who has the issue of narcissism and who has been or is emotionally abusive. And it's just really, really difficult to find someone, a pastor, a therapist, a counselor, who knows about narcissism and narcissistic victim syndrome and narcissistic abuse and emotional abuse. In this day and age, you would think that as we've come to understand domestic violence, we would understand emotional abuse, but sadly, that's not the case. And so many people, so many women seek help. They seek help from clergy, from physicians, from counselors. And they want to be understood. They want this emotional abuse understood and the complexities of emotional abuse. They want to be understood and they want their abuse to be validated. And tragically, they are not. The problem is viewed as a communication problem, a couples issue. And while there are couples issues, no doubt about it, and while there are communication problems, no doubt about it, this issue of narcissism, which I've described as being a defense against feeling healthy shame. And so you have this man, typically it's a male issue, not always, but typically. So you have this man who has these character issues, and they are character issues. They're embedded in their character. They're not communication problems per se. They're not relationship problems per se. They're character issues. So you've got to find someone who understands personality disorders. They've got to understand narcissism. They've got to understand emotional abuse. Dr. Freed came up with the concept of DARVO, defend, attack, victim, reverse, offend. Defend, attack, reverse, victim, offend. All that is it just means that once you bring a problem to this man, he can't sit with the problem. He can't engage you with the problem. He can't sit with his healthy shame and work on that problem with you. He flips it back on you and creates this craziness. So you have this attack. You approach him with a problem, a concern that you ought to be able to talk to him about, and you can't. He flips it back on you. You know the language. He blame shifts. He reverse victims. He projects. He deflects. He rages. And so the problem can never be addressed, and his problem then becomes bigger than your problem. He becomes bigger, you become smaller. Now back to the issue of finding appropriate help. You've got to find someone who understands these dynamics. Because if you go to someone and they say, oh, yeah, my goodness, this is a communication problem. I can help you with this communication problem. We'll teach you how to communicate and listen well to each other. And I'll meet you the same time next week and we'll work on the next issue and we'll work on the next issue the week after that. And all the while, you're engulfed in this emotional quicksand. So, this is called double abuse or secondary abuse, and it leads to complex PTSD. So again, what do you want to look for in a therapist? You want to make sure that they are well read and they understand narcissism. They understand narcissistic abuse. They understand narcissistic victim syndrome. They understand emotional abuse. They understand these dynamics. And by the way, don't hesitate to ask them about this. Ask them if they are read up on this, if they are trained in this area. Because you dare not go to someone who's functioning, counseling beyond their scope of preparation and training. It's unethical, inappropriate, and so on. You know, I've been doing this for 10 years, and I still wonder at times, am I trained up enough? Do I know enough about this? It's so incredibly complicated. So, if you go to someone and they don't know about narcissistic abuse and emotional abuse, you're going to be victimized again. You're going to be invalidated, and you're going to leave even more distraught. So I hope this makes sense to you. Please consider talking to someone on our staff. We're happy to take your call. Our phone number is 206-219-0145. We're the Marriage Recovery Center, and we specialize in narcissistic abuse and emotional abuse. And we're happy to talk to you, work this issue through with you, and help you find the help that you need so that you are not victimized again, and that there's a clear path of accountability and change. Okay, thank you, and God bless.